So recently there's been news about how Ho Chi Minh City is going to test removing the countdown from traffic lights. You know, when you go into an intersection and then you see the traffic light and there's a countdown. So maybe it's a red light and it counts from like 20, 19, 18 all the way to 3, 2, 1. And then you get 3 more seconds of yellow, 3, 2, 1. And then it turns green and then now you can go. Well, they are thinking about removing some of it. They're still in testing stage. And I'm gonna tell you whether that makes sense or not. I know there's a lot of opinion online about this, whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm gonna tell you what makes the most common sense and also what is the right solution to this and what is the most scientific solution to this, okay? Here's my perspective.
Take effing action, put it together, and subscribe to Tom Penn's channel on YouTube now. Yeah, I like it. It's crazy.
You know, I get it. Having the countdown sometimes is a convenience, right? For example, right now I'm stopped at the traffic light and I don't know how long I have to wait. But seeing the numbers counting down give me assurance that eventually I can go. It is a very comforting thing, I think, for most people. And plus, Vietnamese drivers are used to the countdown. So it's really hard to change habits if the city decides to do away with the counting down lights. But does removing the counting down lights make sense for our city? Well, first of all, most cities don't have this. I think very few cities have the counting down lights. So it is very unique that in Ho Chi Minh City, I think also in Vietnam that we get this. So when I read this news online, what I did is I did a search on Google. I searched for scientific studies on the effect of counting down lights. How would that affect accident rates at intersections? And to my amazement, there are many independent studies on this. I did not know that. There have been many studies on this and they arrive at the same conclusion. I'm going to tell you what that conclusion is at the end of the video, so wait for it. But let me tell you this, okay? If you are a responsible driver like me, and I am a very responsible driver, I've been driving for more than 30 years. I think so, yeah, more than 30 years. In Canada, I have only claimed insurance one time, okay? One time. That's very rare. Usually when I see my insurance policy, I can see that I'm 11, 12 years accident free. And in Vietnam, I've never had any major accidents. I crashed a few times, but you know, very, very minor accidents, okay? But you know, Vietnamese traffic is a little bit different, but it's pretty difficult not to get into a fender bender here in Vietnam. But I have to say that I'm a very safe driver. I don't get any major accidents for the last 30 years. I only got into one. All right. If you're a responsible driver like me, then the traffic light doesn't make any difference, because when I see the light is red, I will stop. When I see it's yellow, I will slow down and stop. When I see green, I look at the number. If there's a lot of time to pass the intersection, I will go. Right? If I see the green is only 3 seconds left or 5 seconds left, I will slow down. I will prepare to stop. That's what responsible drivers do. And if everybody is responsible, it doesn't really matter if there's a counting down light here or not. So you see, there's a counting down light right now, right? So 25, 24. So I feel very confident. I'm a responsible driver. There's definitely enough time for me to go through this intersection. So I will go. If there's not enough time, I will stop, all right? I don't try to go through intersection when there's any kind of risk, right? So that's what responsible drivers do. Unfortunately, not everybody is like me. Most people, when they see 3 seconds left in a green light, they will speed up and go through the intersection, right? And that's what is dangerous, right? Having the countdown actually make people rush through intersections if they are not responsible drivers like me. And that's why, according to many independent studies, that the traffic accident rates is much higher if there is a countdown light. And that is because a lot of irresponsible drivers, they will see the light and they will try to get through even though they should not. All right, if everybody is responsible, I think the light is very convenient. It will allow you to plan whether to stop or not. But if there are irresponsible drivers on the road, that countdown actually help them to make irresponsible decisions to go through the intersection when they should not. Maybe they see yellow 3 seconds and they step on the gas and they try to go through, and now that's how they get into an accident. So the studies have concluded that the countdown lights is actually terrible for accident rates. So I think it's a good idea for Ho Chi Minh City to remove the countdown. However, I think the Ho Chi Minh City authorities, they're making the right decision. They do this carefully. They don't just remove it. They're gonna remove some and study the effect before they make this complete full-scale change. I think the authorities in our city is so smart. They don't make any rash decisions. They try to do this scientifically. They try to do this based on data. So I think our city is so smart. That's all I have to say, okay? So take some fucking action. Be a responsible driver like me and don't be a fucktard.